It's strange because things do kind of look bad for Xbox with certain things that kind of happen. And again, this happening and making it so you can't really play your games, I think is a big problem. I know a lot of people maybe would think that it's not necessarily a major problem, but for me anyway, I look at it as a huge problem and as something that honestly shouldn't be a problem. So there's a big warning out right now from Microsoft. And let me preface this by saying, I get it, not every single person's Xbox is affected by this. It was like when I did a video about my actual Xbox having issues and things like that, people were like, oh, hey, well, mine's not doing anything like that, right? Mine's not doing anything bad like that. So again, it's easy to sit there and go, okay, well, mine's not having that problem. I get it. Not everybody's would have a problem, but it doesn't mean that nobody's is having a problem. So if you're a person having a problem, this has been happening way too often. Like, this is a company, by the way, that wants us to trust them and trust us that our libraries are safe with them. And yet, for many people, you can't even access the library right now. Library of games not showing up. You're not alone. Xbox support investigating the problem yet again. Some Xbox players are reporting that they're unable to see games across the online store, and Xbox support is currently investigating. Womp 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 womp. I'm going to link this. It's coming from Windows Central. If you've logged in to check your Xbox game library and are running into issues, you're not alone. Xbox support confirmed today that a technical issue is affecting some players, keeping those users from seeing their games. Specifically, this error is causing players to be unable to see anything in their ready to install section, meaning it's affecting anyone who wants to download a game. Problems are also being reported for anyone browsing games in the store, as well as issues with seeing games that are part of Xbox Game Pass. So what's funny about this is earlier today I was looking on the Xbox app and I was like, it showed me as having 0 friends, 0 followers, I'm following nobody. It's just like there's a lot of issues going on right now with Xbox, and I don't fully understand the thought process behind it or kind of what's going on. But the main key ingredient here is, if we can't access our games, how can we trust that our libraries are safe? That's, I think, a major problem going forward. And, at the end of the day, we have to understand that gamers are going to kind of look at this and go, man, Microsoft, they want everybody to use cloud, they want everybody to do this, they want everybody to do that, and yet they can't even keep their own shit straight, I mean, if I'm buying games with a company, that company should be trustworthy enough to keep my library safe, correct? Just one of those things that kind of feels weird to me that's happening. While some players first started reporting a problem earlier today, Xbox begun officially investigating it way later, like hours and hours later. There's no resolution as of yet, though any updates will be shared through Xbox support status. Which is obvious, they'll do that, and I'm sure it'll probably get worked out, and it might even be worked out before I fully get this video out. But for me anyway, I'm looking at this and I'm just thinking to myself, man, Microsoft really needs to get their stuff together, because this is no way to treat your fans. This is a big problem, and a bigger problem going forward, considering this is how we got to kind of wait how this is kind of working out to be for for fans and things. So again, unacceptable to me. It's not clear exactly how widespread the issue is at the time of this. It's hard to see, according to the article writer, it's hard for them they can't see their games, both ones they own and ones they have installed via Game Pass on their Series X and their Windows PC. Also continue to browse and use the Xbox Store without any noticeable problems. Even bought Silent Hill 2 Remake, which is out now, shortly before the issue was widespread reported, and things have updated across Xbox and PC, but other people are reporting that this is a major issue, how this is kind of affecting other people. For me, this seems to affect my stuff, which is weird, but I know not everybody's going to be included in the issues and have problems like that. But to me, this really just kind of makes you go, well, why in the world is this happening, and why is this kind of being an issue when when things are kind of unplayable and things like that. So I hope that they kind of get things fixed up and they kind of get things working, because not having your ability to play your games is just, I think, sucks, and it's like, this is the big thing, right? Like, and this is a company that wants people to use like the cloud and things like that. It's like, how can we trust that the cloud is going to safely have our games, and the cloud is going to be able to do these things and do that and do the other thing, when these types of things happen. I honestly hope that we see a future where this is why physical is so important, and people fight me on this. It's like, listen, let's look back at things. Look, it's receiving a resurgence right now, and I know some of you won't believe me, or you think I'm a hoarder or something. People are really seeing a resurgence and buying Blu-rays and 4K Blu-rays, even DVDs, vinyl records. I've seen people even like start up VHS collections. Now, VHS collections to me is weird, but I think it's cool. Like, if you have a room that's maybe like a throwback room to the 90s or 80s or something, and you've got like an old school TV, yeah, VCRs are fine, because that the type of TV, the tubes TVs and stuff like that, those are the things that realistically would be cool, and for me anyway, I look at this and I'm like, okay, well, I understand kind of what's going on here with how important like some of this stuff is, that people really want, how they really care about how these things, how easily things are instead of the more choice and things like that. Like, people will still in this day and age believe that or you ask somebody and they're like, yeah, man, I love digital. Who wants to mess around with grabbing a game and putting it in? It's like, is that really that difficult to grab a game, put it in? Like, to me, it's not. It's just something that doesn't matter at all. And it's crazy to think that gamers are so fickle that they would take ease after that. It's going to be crazy to see how this kind of continues to go forward. Like, anyway, unplayable games, your library, you can't look at your dang library. This stuff is all super unacceptable to me, and I really hope that they get their act together, whatever the case may be. It's funny to me because it's surprising that some people get it and some people understand what's going on with Xbox, and a little bit more than the average person. Like, for me, for instance, right, I made a comment that Xbox itself, because they're not doing Black Friday deals or whatever, I made that comment over on X, and you sit there and you go, okay, well, why aren't Microsoft doing any kind of deals or anything on Xbox? Do they not care? And then somebody who does analytics and stuff responded, they stopped after 2023. No more bundles, no discounts. They have had a 30% target since the Activision deal closed, as hardware was sacrificed to hit that. And I responded, why would anyone think they wouldn't drop hardware altogether at some point then? And then they responded, they are no longer doing loss-leading hardware. That's why they moved forward with the AMD chip deal to get OEMs to put Xbox chips into their own devices, and the next console will be a PC sold at a profit. Hardware out of Xbox is profit generating only after Series X. So to me, that's not an Xbox. Like, why gaslight people into believing that they're gonna do hardware or like a console or whatever? Like, they're really just gaslighting people at this point, and I honestly hate that. It's just it's a super shame that it's happening, the way that it is. But I hope that they get their act together, and that something can come of this positively, because right now it's like, as a fan, I'm sitting here thinking, man, they really just don't care about the console at all. And I hope that they get this stuff straightened out, and that the libraries get worked out, because I'm not going to trust my library or anything to this company that clearly seems to not really care right now. So I'm sure some of you can probably agree with where I'm coming from this, and if you do, we'll see how this works. But I hope you guys are having a great day. If your library isn't working, let me know. If it is, let me know. Don't sit there and hate and just go, well, mine's fine, so you must be a liar. Like, I'm linking the article that says what's going on. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.